Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're jumping back into Heroes of Middle-earth, and we're going to be taking a look at the best free-to-play team that you can put together early on in the game, and this actually carries you pretty far into the mid-game as well, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Just a quick reminder, all the links to my social media are in the description below, so definitely check that out. Join us on Discord, where we're talking about the game and currently theorizing about the team that's going to be required for Elrond. We don't know officially yet, but super excited about that. Today, I want to talk about the best free-to-play team that you can put together. Just so you know, this video doesn't have to be as long as it shows. I will have some links in the description below. I show multiple battles using both my main account as well as my free-to-play account using these characters. So just give you a couple examples of what the battles might look like. This team here also, I will not say that this is a 100% team. It doesn't win 100% of the time. It really does depend on, there's some RNG involved as far as when Banes stick or not, how much damage you do, crits, things like that. Also, sometimes the mirror matches can be a little bit difficult, but this is I would say I'm probably in the 90% range. Once you start getting a little higher and you start punching up a little too much, then this team tends to fall short a little bit, but I have been able to reliably punch up around anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 power level. But again, it's not 100%. It really depends. It really relies on you to pick and choose your team. So let's just talk about this team. Again, it is a very successful team. I think it's the best free-to-play team in the game. And again, it is something that will carry you into pretty late into the mid-game as well. So let's take a look at these characters first. First is Ugluk. Ugluk, I think a lot of people are farming. I think when you take a look at free-to-play games, free-to-play teams, really what you want to look at in these types of games is you want to build the fewest amount of characters as possible that can be used in multiple aspects of the game. So, what you're going to see here is this is a combination of two teams. The Shadow team that I've talked about before, and also the Rohan team, as well as Strider in there also, which is part of that Rohan team. So when you talk about starting teams and whether you want to go Hobbits or you want to go Rohan, it really, again, depends on where your focus is. If you go to Hobbits, which is where I went with my main account, this is my free-to-play account, but if you go with Hobbits, it is going to put you a little behind on Arena, but it will still get you through the Light campaign 100%. I'm using that team right now in the final campaign for Light, and it's being pretty successful so far. So it will get you in PvP. It does fall a little short when it comes to Arena. So this team here is a combination of both the Shadow team that I've talked about, as well as the Rohan trio. So first and foremost, you got Ugluk. Ugluk is easily farmable in the very first node in the guild campaign. A few things to point out about him. The thing that's most critical about him is his blind. So it's onslaught right here. I would suggest making sure, if you're going to be taking a look at upgrading abilities, make sure to get this to level 2 right off the bat. There's really no reason not to have any of your characters in the game at least level 2, because it is pretty cheap. It uses this uncommon ability material here, or this common ability material, and you definitely get quite a bit of that when you farm. So you want to reduce that cost from 5 to 4 so you can use that as much as possible. But that blind is really his biggest benefit in this team. And then also the damage here, you want to increase the damage as you can. You definitely want to pick and choose your abilities, but for him, this is one of the most important abilities for him is blind. And where I typically use his blind is either on Strider at the very first time it comes up for Ugluk, so I can blind Strider so that his AoE, because typically the opposing Strider will do AoE right off the bat, and it makes his entire AoE miss. Now, that's as long as you can make sure to stick the blind on Strider. Also, what I've used his blind for is also on Ironhide, the opposing Ironhide, because most of the teams that you're going to fight is this makeup or some variation of it, but almost every single team has Ironhide. So I will typically, once I get Strider out of the way and a couple other people, I will also use it on Ironhide as well. So that's Ugluk. He's great. You definitely want to make sure to have him. Eowyn Eowyn, the biggest thing about Eowyn here is that she's got might, she's got cleanse, she's got disable. Disable is very, very helpful. So if we go to her abilities here and we go to this, nope. This is might. This one here, disable, is disabling. So you can disable your opposing Eothane, so he can't do his AoE to give everybody counter. You can time that correctly. You can disable Strider, so he doesn't do his AoE. You can disable anybody. You can disable Ironhide, so he doesn't do his ultimate or his special. Basically what disable does is it just forces them to use their basic. So it gives you a little bit extra time for your, I don't know, whether it's Ugluk to get his blind up, or you want Ironhide and his dispelling, his cleansing of boons, that ability. Definitely want to strategically use that. But also for her, it's the counterattack. Definitely good there. The next is Eothane. He's the tank. You're going to see a lot of him as well. So Eothane, right over here. A couple things to call out for him specifically is he gives counter, like we talked about just a minute ago, and turn meter. So if we take a look at his abilities right here, this is where he gets his provoke. You get +2, so you want that up for 3 stacks already. That's where I've got him right off the bat. Plus you can give him some additional turn meter right here to all squad members as you build that up, but I stopped at 3. This right here, this gives counterattack to self and 3 random allies. As you continue to build that up, you can counterattack to all allies. So that counterattack is very, very helpful. And then this one here, this just grants max health. You definitely want to get his health up. You want to get his tier level up. I've got him at tier 6 on my main account because you want him to survive as much as possible. Get that taunt off right off the bat. And then the other one that is an absolute, we've talked about him a couple times here, is Ironhide. Ironhide is absolutely massive, and really for him, it's about cleansing, and it's about damage and taking damage, right? So if we take a look at Child of Mordor here, you want to build up his armor, his AoE here. What this does, this is just flat damage, doesn't do anything else, but that's good because it helps with the opposing sides when there's a stealth or when there's a taunt up. You can get around that taunt. Especially with this right here, Taste of Iron, dispel 1 boon from each enemy. That's each enemy, which is absolutely fantastic. It definitely helps bring those buffs down against the other team. And this one right here, this is always great as well. I do need to bump this up to skill level 3, but 110% damage. If the character's below 50% health, then it does, Ironhide does additional damage. Those are the staple characters, the top 4 that I would definitely make sure to build up. These characters are going to be used in your light and guild and shadow campaigns anyway, so you want to put quite a bit of resources in them and build them up. The other 2, so there's 2 more that you can go back and forth on, is Strider and Eomer. Now, Eomer, I'll do Strider last because I prefer Strider, but Eomer, where he kind of gets a lot of play here is his summons. So you have Marshall's command right here where he's going to summon a Rohan attacker, so you got some additional damage there. You've also got the synergy between Eothane and Eowyn. He also has self-heal as well as healing Eowyn. And then this right here, he cleanses Banes as well. And then if Eothane's an ally, this attack does more damage. So he's got that team-up attack as well. So quite a bit of damage there. Which is definitely a benefit. Plus, you got the Rohan trio, you got the counterattacks and the assists and everything that come with that. Now, Strider is the one that I prefer when I really closely compare the 2. Strider, the biggest thing for him, there's 2 things, his AoEs and dots, right? So what I love about this is Burn Shadows, inflict burning for 2 turns. And as you build that up, obviously you're going to do additional damage. On my main account, I've got this up to skill level 3. I haven't gone to 4 yet, but this is definitely a nice attack. And then this one right here, I'm building this one up to get to skill level 4 so I can reduce the stamina cost from 5 to 4. But this is just straight up damage, damaging everybody. Plus you have a 15% chance to crit there. Those are the 2 biggest things there. I find the burn is very helpful, especially when you get 2 stacks of burn on an enemy, they're almost dead, and you don't want to waste a basic or some sort of attack on that enemy when you can focus your attack on somebody else, and then the burn just takes care of that enemy there. So that is the team that I recommend, the best free-to-play team. They're all very easily farmable. Strider, you get shards through quests. Aramur, you get shards through the store. And then everybody else, Ugluk, Aothane, Lady, Aowen, and Gaz, Ironhide, all of them are farmable through different campaigns. So very good team there. There you go, everybody. That's what I had for you. Very curious. What is your favorite team? What team is doing the best for you in Arena? Because I'd love to hear other people's suggestions and other people's thoughts as well, especially if you're up there in gold and you're up there even higher. I'm very curious to see how this team and other teams are doing into the higher levels of Arena. All right, everybody. There you go. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the PvP.